everybody, and welcome to the Tuesday night halftime edition, or at least that's how we've been starting these post-game pods. And this one's going to have a little bit more of a positive feel to it than we've had in the first four games of this series.
Bro, we haven't had a first half like this all playoffs.
Unbelievable, man. We haven't had a first half like this in probably a month and a half, even dating back to the regular season, Pags. Let's see here. Going to the play-by-play, we started ourselves off with a 14-0 run in the first 6 minutes. Brooklyn didn't score until 6:08 in the first quarter, and then that ballooned itself to 23-2. With 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first quarter. So, let's see. We're 9 minutes into this ball game, Pags, and Brooklyn's already waving the white flag.
They didn't show up to Philadelphia. This series is over. We're getting rested in this second half for the Toronto Raptors, who are looking like they are going to finish out their series. So, it looks like round two is going to start sooner than later.
Well, that's the thing, right? So, the NBA has the date set for the 29th. Which is next Monday. So that gives the Sixers almost a full week here. But that could move up depending on the outcomes of Toronto and Philly tonight, possibly to the 27th or 28th, but to be determined. However, we do have 30 minutes of basketball here left, Pags, and in the NBA, you never know, but obviously we think this one's in the book. One thing from that first half, though, I did not realize was Mr. Harris made his first three-pointer since game one. I mean, I knew he wasn't playing well, but to not have a single three-pointer in 3 games was surprising to hear.
Well, it's odd that their entire team was shooting the three so well, except for arguably the best three-point shooter in the NBA.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, they were shooting 30, 40%, and he was 0 for, my goodness. And today, like you mentioned, Brooklyn just didn't even show up. The only guy who's continued to play this series is Karis LeVert, and he's got 14 of the 31 here in the first half. And then there's 7 with Harris, 2 and 3 with Allen and Russell, and our boy Dudley, 0 for 3 with no points in 11 minutes.
Your boy LeVert might have worked himself into some money here.
Yeah, I don't know what his contract situation is, man, but if he somehow hits the market, that it would be a good timing for him.
Yeah. And I hope Mike Scott's okay. He went down with a little injury. It was right when I switched to the national feed because I wanted to hear what the national guys were saying about it. And I'm like, damn it.
That's the karma. Oh, I can switch. We're not going to lose the game. Well, you're going to lose a player instead.
Yeah, well, I personally hope it does go to Monday, but we can talk about that at the end of the game.
Yeah, we'll get with that after the postgame here. Conversely, on the Sixers side in the first half, you had your starting 5 play 15 minutes, 16, and then 17 across the board. So they very much ran with that lineup because, as you could see, obviously the results were dictating it. And 15 minutes from Embiid and a half, I would assume he's done here in the second half, Pags, or do you think we're going to get anything out of him?
He probably starts it. Maybe I bet he comes in and out of the third quarter, and then if the score stays this different, I bet they throw in the Boldens and the Monroes and everything like that in the second half.
For sure. And then we saw McConnell, who seems to be the 9th guy. Like we mentioned, it does seem that Brett Brown has shortened his bench to 8, and hopefully that's not going to change with a Mike Scott injury. But like we mentioned, you got your Sixers. They're shooting 53% from the field, and your Nets are shooting 26.1 and 2 for 14 from distance. And that's pretty much the story of the first half because turnovers, the Sixers still doing their goddamn thing, man, turning the ball over 10 more times. So it's just one of those things that maybe their Achilles heel if we advance here to face Toronto.
Yeah, that's going to have to stop, but I don't know how because we've watched this for 2 years now.
Exactly right. But, hey, that's a quality 4.5, 5 minutes on the first half. We'll catch you guys afterwards. We are indeed going to watch the second half, even though it's a blowout, but we're going to enjoy the hell out of it because the Sixers are about to win a playoff series in back-to-back seasons for the first time since 99-2000 and 2000-2001.
Unbelievable.
We'll catch you guys in a little bit.
See you guys soon.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, aloha, what's going on? Your Philadelphia 76ers win and advance to the second round for the second year in a row, Pags. The process is finally working.
Yeah, we had a little scary start to round one with the first game not going the way we had hoped, but ever since then, man, we seem to be clicking a little bit.
Yeah, Game 4 was also huge in my opinion. Obviously, that's a game we probably should have lost and ended up stealing today. Kind of thought how it would go regardless. And now it's just a matter of we don't have to get back on the train up to Brooklyn, and we can kind of sit pat here till at least the weekend, which we will get the Toronto Raptors because they did defeat the Orlando Magic today as well. And they used the same plot here, Pags. They actually lost the first one and then won the next 4 as well, so both teams coming in on a 4-game winning streak.
You know, we're going to have Drake on the sidelines. I mean, Drake showed up tonight in Boston with his Maple Leafs jersey, and that didn't go as planned. So
yeah, let's go. The Drake curse. Maybe we're going to benefit.
Oh, I'm not going to listen to Drake this whole series.
That's right. The Too Close to Call pod is officially boycotting Drake until this series is over.
Oh, yeah, man, it's fun. You knew the start of this season, we had to get to the second round. We had to get past the second round, so we're one step closer to doing that. We're not seeing the Celtics. We're seeing a different team, so it's going to be exciting.
We're seeing the Raptors, and honestly, the Raptors are favorites here in the way too early lines, a week early, but obviously not a lot's going to change, so it is one of those instances where we will be the underdog. And how about this, Pags? I pulled up a quick box score here from their Game 3, which was a close one, to kind of get a feel for how they used everybody in those games. And their bench is only really 8 deep as well. There are 5 starters here as we go through. We got Marc Gasol at center. Obviously, you'll have Embiid on him. You have Danny Green at shooting guard, who I think gives a little bit of a break to J.J. Redick because they'll be, covering each other. Then you got Kyle Lowry, who Ben Simmons will probably take, Kawhi Leonard on Jimmy Butler, and that leaves Siakam on Mr. Harris. And I think that's a pretty good matchup, dude. I'd love to see that go 6 or 7 times.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. That's a little more power than the Nets were bringing us.
Just a little bit, and on their bench, they go with Ibaka and Van Fleet here, it looks like, in the most minutes. And obviously, we roll with Mr. Scott, Simmons, and Ennis are our main 3. So both teams not really as deep. It is going to be a battle of the starters. And, hey, this is why Elton Brand made those moves, man, in order for a series like this. And it's time to put our money where our mouth is.
Yeah, Brett Brown going against a rookie head coach. So you would hope we have the edge in that department. So
I'm going to go toss up there, Pags.
Yeah, I'm saying you'd hope, but I'm not sure. I'm not so sure that's the case.
We shall see. But, guys, we'll keep you updated on when they release that schedule. It should be in the next day or two. We'll hopefully get out a bit of a preview pod before Game 1. And if not, we'll hit you guys up during and after Game 1. But looking forward to it, Pags. Initial reaction before we dive in. What is your first prediction for next round?
Raptors in 6.
Oh, baby. I'm going Raptors in 7.
Oh,
let's
hopefully
go.
They change my mind.
That's it. We'll dive into some matchups, hopefully come up with some numbers to convince us otherwise. But until then, enjoy this one. Enjoy the week out there, Sixers fans. The process has worked, and we are back in the Eastern Conference semifinals.
Go Sixers.